And then at 11 o'clock, more of me. On tape, on KFI AM 640. That's how things shape up today. Keeping you current, baby. 1-800-5201, KFI Orange County, 5201, KFI LA County. Now, we have Margaret Gray on the line here. Let me ask you a point-blank question, Margaret, all right?
All right.
You don't believe in ghosts.
No, Phil, please. I am talking about the mental health of two very dear friends. And
all right, but they're in a house where a murder was committed. They're hearing noises going down the hallway. Why not check that out?
There are no such thing as ghosts. There are no such thing as spirits. There are no such thing as exorcisms. And I will not watch two of my very dear friends devolve into a state of almost psychosis because of some hocus-pocus religion they grew up with.
You're talking about Catholicism, right?
I'm talking about this superstition they were raised on the farm with about ghosts.
So you don't see anything. All I'm asking you...
Phil, please.
All I'm asking you is consider that people who have done this kind of investigation say that some homes where violence has occurred, the violent death of a person has occurred, there could be
ghosts, huh? Phil, going down the hallway and going, ooh, is that it?
No, I'm just saying that there's a possibility. I don't know what I'm saying, okay?
Of course you don't know what you're saying because you are subjected to the same propagandizing a lot of people are. I live in America. I don't know where you live.
I live in America, too.
All right. This is a developed nation. We don't live in a third world African country. We don't believe in ghosts. And I'm not going to entertain the psychosis. In other words, you talk to schizophrenics and you say, yes, you are Napoleon. And
well, they say sometimes when you're talking to somebody that's crazy that you ought to just go ahead and copy the fact that they're Napoleon, and that's the best way to cure them.
Well, I'm not a professional, and neither are you, and it's time that a professional looks at them.
So you really think they're nuts?
Phil, they're hearing noises in the hallway at night.
All right, I'm just asking. You really think they're nuts? Okay, I guess that's it.
You got my answer.
All right. Beverly Hills on KFI AM 640. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd just like to entertain a few things that this woman has said. I was born and raised Catholic.
No.
And you know, it's so funny because you talk about this modern, I live in, this modern America. Well,
yeah.
The reason why we have modern America is because we're open-minded and we entertain many thoughts.
Are you going to tell me there are ghosts?
I am going to tell you that I don't know if there's ghosts or not, and neither do you.
Darling,
the whole world.
This is the 21st century. We're not sitting around a campfire in Stonehenge, England, waiting for the Druids. Ghosts, boogeymen, ghouls, or pumpkin heads, there's no such thing.
All have negative connotations. I'm not saying ghosts, spirits, lingering souls of dead people are necessarily bad, evil.
Are you educated? You sound like you're educated.
Very educated.
All right, you sound like you have a college education.
I do.
And
do you?
Yes, 4 years, University of Pennsylvania.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Wait a minute. My understanding is that Catholic education especially is very advanced.
Yes.
It is very thorough and very good. Why then do you people do this?
You people, you can't categorize people as people. That's not like racism starts.
No, but can I ask you something seriously? Ooh, does that scare you?
Not at all.
Don't be stupid, Margaret.
That's not necessarily what she's hearing. Why don't you listen to what she's hearing?
She said she heard feet running down the hallway. She said she felt what?
A cold rush of air. Didn't we see The Exorcist? I think we saw that.
You know, why don't you entertain reading a book about something like this? Maybe.
How about science? And how about a reliance upon those things which we can prove?
Let me ask you this. Are you religious?
I'm talking about two very dear friends of mine who are slowly losing their minds. And I need to help them. And I'm not going to help them by saying, yes, Jean, yes, Ben, there's ghosts. How does that help them?
I don't necessarily think that helps them, but I think that you're trying to mask a problem that could actually be happening.
Can you hold? Can you, ma'am? Let me ask the lady to hold on because I got a news break here. 1-800-5201. Margaret, you too, if you don't mind. Margaret Gray with a friend, two friends who are in what they think is a haunted house. She thinks they're nuts. There are no ghosts. This is a home in Palm Springs that apparently a homicide took place in 2 years ago. 1-800-5201-KFI, Orange County, 5201-KFI, LA County. The Carell and Andrews Show. Phil Henry sitting in here on KFI, AM 640, more stimulating talk radio.
SeaWorld's floor for $99 admission is the next.
You've been on the plan.
No, she's not. I have 2 kids that now I love.
Inside the pipes that looks dripping. Call Master Serve now. 1-800-70.
Peak of the growing season, which means all your favorites like peaches, plums.
In the Valley, Monica Evans, KFI.
You need your KFI News Center.
Built on the murder of a man.
Yeah, but back on Wednesday, they're filling in for Bill Handel. I certainly was thinking they're on vacation, but they are on this morning and tomorrow morning. Tim and Neil at 7 and at 11. More of Phil. 1-800-5201-KFI, Orange County, 5201-KFI in LA County. I thank the lady for hanging on in Beverly Hills. Margaret Gray on the line, a syndicated columnist in Santa Monica. So I don't know where we were, ladies. Do we have the lady in Beverly Hills? You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Margie, you there?
Yeah, so this young lady is very educated. I think falls into the trap of a lot of educated people. I think she's overthinking. You know, ghosts are wonderful bedtime stories. They make for wonderful movies and for great fantasy around a campfire. I have 2 friends who think their house is haunted, and this woman would have me go there, I suppose, with an exorcist or a paranormalist, while their minds slowly devolve, and I don't think that's responsible.
That's not at all what I would present.
What I would do is don't think so much. It would help all of us to dumb down a little bit.
Dumb down a little bit.
I really think so, yes.
I disagree with you on many of the points that you've made, but
Well, one of them was she said that Catholics tend to...
I think the Catholic religion tends to encourage this, yes.
I think that I think in some respects that you're correct, and I think also you need to stop watching the movies because I think that you have very, I guess, entertainingly addressed the Catholic religion in that sense. I mean, are you religious?
How many ghosts do you know?
How many what?
How many ghosts do you know?
I know 0 ghosts.
All right. Never seen one, never interacted with one.
I've also never seen God, but I believe in God.
You see God every day, dear. In
Not
the blooming
in
of a
the
flower, in the laughter of a child, in the...
Okay, we don't have to, I mean, your point is made, Margaret, okay? Ghosts are...
Do you know God?
Do I know God?
Have you spoken to it?
Of course.
Well, then, what do you mean you don't know He exists?
I've never
Have you
physically
spoken to
seen Him. I've never actually heard Him.
But you have spoken to Him.
Yes.
Have you spoken to a ghost?
No, I have not. But what if God is considered a ghost?
What do you want, Frank? My husband's here.
I want to ask this young lady, what is this? Oh.
How many times are we going to do this?
What is that?
That is you making a noise.
No, that's 2 ghosts having sex. Oh.
He loves to do that. He loves... Dumb it down a little, dear.
2 ghosts having sex.
That was beyond funny.
Okay. Thank you for your call. Did you have any other point you wanted to make?
No.
Okay. Let me go over to Whittier on KFI AM 640. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm calling about this lady Margaret, this writer. I think she's the one who needs to go back to school and redo her research. There's more than enough evidence where you cannot discount the existence totally.
That's a far cry from proving their existence. That's a far cry from
try
proving
doing
their
Texas survey, the Texas University research where they actually proved the existence of an incubus.
I read the papers. Very faulty information.
No, sorry, that was one of the best researches done. Harvard U's got one of the best paranormal research departments in the country.
Well, we were just at the University of Texas now, and I was talking about the research they did there. Gaping holes in their research.
No.
I found much of their premise faulty. Who are you, Richard Leakey?
No, I'm a researcher.
You're a researcher of what?
I'm a researcher into paranormal.
Oh, Christ.
Mm-hmm.
You know...
No, wait a second. There are many paranormal researchers, many paranormalists. What would you say, sir, to these 2 people and the experience they're having in Palm Springs?
I'd say to have some research department come out and try and check them out.
What about having them put into an insane asylum?
No, what about having them see a therapist, but not having them, because the one who needs to be committed is you.
Why do I need to be committed when I say I don't
you
believe
have such a closed mind. You're like most liberal communists.
Where do we live that I have to believe in ghosts in order to prove my sanity?
You don't.
What country?
But they don't have to prove their non-belief.
Darling, they are losing their minds.
No, I think you are, and that's all that needs to be said.
You know, Star Wars is fiction, too. You're aware of that. He hung up. There's the open mind that I just love to talk to, the big open mind. He hung up on me because I have a closed mind. His mind is wide open like the Lincoln Tunnel. And
all right, well, he was getting frustrated with you.
Frustrated? What is this, University of Texas? I saw the research. The Incubus was a movie. That guy was a major weed. And
okay, can we get back to, the guy brought up some studies can we get back to at least the studies he was talking about, the University of Harvard having a paranormal,
still, there are no ghosts. There are no ghosts.
What about things that fly around the room?
That used to be called a poltergeist. We now know that that is kinetic energy that has nothing to do with dead spirits. That has to do with real, living, kinetic energy. Now, these apparitions that people seem to think they see, we know that there is such a thing as swamp gas. We know that certain gases interacting with oxygen in the air can create a sort of mirage effect, can create a sort of cloud-like effect. We know that there are all kinds of chemicals and all kinds of components in the atmosphere that can create this. And for me to go to my friends and say, you know something, you might have something there, let's go look for the boogeyman.
Hey, what is it?
Oh, he's Frank.
Wait, will you tell Frank to get off the phone, okay?
What's that, Phil?
I don't know, a ghost having sex in a parked car.
Hey, got it right.
That was good. Anyway,
Will you guys quit screwing around with this? You got two people who are friends of yours who are losing their minds. They're out in Palm Springs in a home where a murder was committed. They think they're hearing feet running down the hallway. They're smelling things. They're hearing doors locked and unlocked. This could be something that people could look into, paranormalists could look into, and come up with some answers, okay?
And why don't we look into their rural background, look into the Catholicism.
You keep going to this Catholicism thing, okay?
They believe in exorcism. The Catholics believe in driving out the devil. They actually believe in a little man with a forked tail and horns on his head. And my two friends are suffering out there. I'm going to have them committed if we don't get them psychological counseling.
Well, the guy did say get psychological counseling.
Because, Phil, bottom line, there are no ghosts, there are no boogeymen, there is no goblin, and there are no gremlins running around out there. There's just people, their overactive imagination, and an entire generation of Americans used to going to bed with drugs in their system. And
so now you're saying they're seeing things because of sleeping pills?
I'm saying a lot could be attributed to that, yes.
Because I don't know that so many people are going to bed with sleeping pills in their system, okay? You have a lot of people who may be on certain antidepressants, maybe they're being treated with...
Well, what about Xanax? We had Prozac, we've had all of these drugs. People wake up in the middle of the night hallucinating all kinds of things. So let's talk about that, and not whether or not... Frank, stop now. And not...
Well, you could tell him to knock that off, okay?
He's having some fun with this, because why wouldn't he?
Oh, baby, oh.
Stop it, Frank, okay?
Oh, yeah, baby.
Frank, come on.
Okay, I get it. I sound like an idiot, okay?
You do. You sound like a total idiot.
I just think, Phil, you got to get with the real world, okay? Frank and I live in Santa Monica. We have cocktail parties. We know a great many wonderful men of letters and science. We have been to a great many seminars. We don't buy this hocus pocus, and we don't have seances. Ooh. Stop it, Frank. You're making me angry.
Yeah, he is making me angry, okay?
Hey, Phil, you got to hear this one.
You're making me angry, okay?
No, you really got to hear this. Listen to it. Take it, Casper. Take it.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great, okay? So you're having sex with an underage ghost.
Oh, listen to you. Listen to you.
What about it? He's having sex with Casper?
Having sex with an underage ghost. Would you like to make that illegal, Phil? So that we won't have sex with underage... Good God, Frank. Did you get a load of this guy? Ow, that hurts.
Take it, Casper.
Ooh. How about that, Frank?
All right, you guys done?
Oh, got your tongue, didn't we?
Are you done?
You see how stupid it is, don't you?
Hey, Phil.
What?
Casper's a very friendly ghost.
Ooh, ooh.
Casper's a very friendly ghost.
Come on, Phil. Get into the 21st century, all right? Quit being a jackass. Learn to laugh at life. The best thing we can do for these two people is to get them the psychological counseling that they need and to get them into a psychiatric center. And that's the best thing that can happen.
We need to help them, Phil.
All right, I just wanted to know if you entertained the possibility.
Let me ask you a question.
What?
Does a ghost get wood? Come on, Phil, if they exist, does a ghost get wood?
I don't know whether a ghost gets wood or not, okay?
Well, you should have seen Casper here a minute ago.
An underage ghost.
Oh, here we go with the underage ghost thing again. You know, maybe we ought to have you put away, Phil.
I'm just saying it's crude to make jokes about a Casper the friendly ghost. The
very friendly ghost.
Yeah, the very friendly ghost. Okay.
Hey, does a ghost fart under the sheet?
I beg your pardon?
Does a ghost fart under his sheet?
Oh, Frank, stop that.
Come on, Phil, go ahead.
Okay, I get your point.
So come on, answer the question. Does a ghost fart under the sheet?
You hear what he's saying, Phil?
I hear him. No, a ghost doesn't fart under the sheet. The ghost ain't wearing no sheet.
Oh, I thought they were sheets.
No, the sheet is supposed to be because
Is this some of the research that you did, Phil, at the University of Texas?
Casper, the friendly ghost, the friendliest ghost I know.
Woo! Oh, Frank, quit it. You're embarrassing, Phil.
All right, so you want to make me out to be a schmuck? Fine.
Hey, Phil, I bet you when a ghost farts, the sheet flies up in the back.
All right, we're leaving now.
Thank you, Phil. And don't take this crap seriously again, okay? The friendliest ghost I know. Woo! We're kidding.
Great. There's a ghost fart under the sheet. 1-800-5201-KFI, Orange County, 5201-KFI in LA County. Carell and Andrews Show, Phil Hendry filling in on KFI AM 640, most stimulating talk radio. Here's traffic with Mike Nolan, KFI on the...
You travel to learn how.
There it is, right?
Had you?
Before dinner time about the... I'm here for them. We had a knifing on our street the other night. Let me just... Do you want me to entertain you before dinner time about the clowns that live down at the end of my block? You think you got tough times in your neighborhood. I'm sitting at home the other night. I'm listening to the sirens racing down the street, which I suppose is something we should all be familiar with. This juice hound cut his wife up. She staggers out of the house, falls on the lawn of her next door neighbor. This drunk clown comes staggering out of there. We got this security patrol in our neighborhood. So Big Terry came around and kicked this guy's ass down onto the sidewalk again. And Terry said, I thought it was me. And then actually turned around and there was about a 6'4" Ventura County sheriff standing next to him. And this white trash, you know what I'm saying? Just these people who have a little bit too much to drink before supper. And this nonsense taking place right down the street, in the words of Al Pacino in Godfather Part 2, where my children play! In my home!
By Claire Classroom.
Here's Phil Hendry, 1-800-449-8686.
I am joined right now by Clara Bingham, a middle school teacher at Joyful Union Congregation. This is an interesting project. It is Project Hope. The children in your classrooms were making some art projects for the soldiers in Iraq. Now, Ms. Bingham, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Phil, very much for having me on your program.
And Ms. Bingham, you're against the war in Iraq, aren't you?
I'm very, very much against war in Iraq. I think that it is the very wrong move. I think it's very ill-considered. But I did want our children to go ahead with the project. We were asked by a lot of schools that they were going to send some art to our soldiers in Iraq. I did not approve, but I was told that this was important. And so I said, all right, I will have the children do this.
So you had some strong feelings about this, but because it's the children doing art for the soldiers, were they going to send this?
As it was told to me, yes. All of the art pieces, just pictures and so on, done by the children. That would be sent over to our soldiers in Iraq and Afghanistan as a way of expressing, a good sentiment toward the soldiers.
Okay. What happened? Apparently, you told the administration that your feelings against this war were so strong that you decided you just didn't want to go through with it.
Well, no, you see, Phil, and I'm very, very grateful that you are having me on your program, because that is not exactly how it went.
Well, that's why I want you to tell me. Were the children told to make pictures?
I asked my class, and I have 3 classes, Phil. I teach the 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. And I asked all of my 9 and 10 and 11-year-olds, will you make a picture for our soldiers in Iraq? And you can have it be about anything. You can have pictures of yourself, or you can send them a message. The children went to work on this, and
was it a homework project?
No, Phil. This was done in our class.
Okay, so was like in the afternoon or the morning?
We did this as our morning art project. Yes. The children completed their work, and they went to lunch. I reviewed their work. As I told Robert Jones, who is our principal, when he had me in for a meeting with the teachers, I said I got to thinking about it during the lunch hour, and I changed my mind, and that's as simple as it gets.
All right, you changed your mind, meaning you did not want to send these art pieces, you didn't want to send these pictures that the kids drew to the soldiers in Iraq. But that's just part of it.
Well, that is just part of it, yes. Because I looked at the work the children did. I was already against the war in Iraq. I didn't really want to do this project, but I figured I would do what the school district asked me to do. Now, I looked at these pictures, and when the children came back, I told them, I said, this is all garbage. It looks stupid.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Well, Phil, you have to be a teacher, and to look at these stick figures and stupid-looking suns, it was all just utter crap, if you'll pardon my language. And I took them all. I threw them into a waste paper basket, and I threw in a match. And the children were puzzled. I said, the reason why I'm doing this is against the war in Iraq. And
you took the artwork of the children, threw it in a garbage can, and threw in a match. Now, and burned their artwork.
That is correct, yes.
Now, the administration says that was a hopelessly cruel thing to do to children, and I know that you had your side to it.
Well, Phil, I told them that it was not a cruel thing to do to children. I'm doing it in a protest to Iraq. And I told the children, I said, it isn't so much about how bad these pictures are that you've done. It's about Iraq, and I'm against it. But I told the administration, this is not what soldiers want. And if we are going to send the soldiers something that they want, then we have to recognize what that is and do that.
All right. Well, the photographs that you took of yourself that you sent to Iraq, my understanding, and we had the gentleman on the line from the duplicating plant, or was it a Photoshop?
It was no. I had a friend of mine scan it and email it.
You took some pretty graphic pictures of yourself in your kitchen at home?
That is correct. Yes.
Why?
Because, Phil, soldiers in Iraq do not want pictures that little children draw. I'm sorry. They want to look at a woman, a woman private area, and they want to look at a woman. And so,
what would your students think of this?
Well, Phil, I'm hoping that the parents are responsible enough not to mention this to their children. I do not bring it up in school, and there's no reason for them to know it.
You went into your kitchen that night, took pictures of yourself naked.
That is correct, yes.
And then had them scanned and emailed en masse to Iraq.
That is correct, because if you want to know what a young soldier wants, that's what you want. If you want to know really what the soldiers want from home, I think we are fooling ourselves. We think, well, they want to have pictures of their family, they want to get a phone call, they want to do this, they want to do that. What does a soldier want more than anything? When he's over in Iraq and he's fighting, he wants to look at a woman's private area, and he wants to look at a woman with no top on, and this kind of thing. And so I did not mean anything cruel to the children. It was just that I had, what I tried to tell the school, I had a moment of clarity.
Well, your moment of clarity came at the expense of the artwork that the children did.
It was not at the expense of the children, Phil. I would never hurt any child.
Well, you took their artwork, burned it in a garbage can.
I was very frustrated, yes.
And then you went home and took pictures of yourself. My understanding, they're very graphic.
I don't call them graphic. I'm wearing a pair of high heels.
And nothing else.
That is correct.
Well, yeah, but you're wearing high heels and your legs are up in the air. Is that correct?
That That is correct, yes. I don't see any reason why we have to get graphic about it. I'm just, let's suffice to say that they are very evident shots of my private area, yes.
All right. 1-800-449-8686 here on the Phil Hendry Show. You're against the war in Iraq, Ms. Bingham, and so you had a hard time with this school art project that the children undertook to send pictures that they drew to the soldiers in Iraq, to the point where you looked them over, told the children that you thought it was all garbage.
I had to tell the children that, Phil. I want to be honest with the children.
Well, what was garbage about what they wanted to send?
The stupidest looking pictures of a dumb, they had a dog and it's a circle with 4 sticks on it and a tail and stupid thing, dumb looking houses, everything's wrong. I told the children this is all just crap and I threw it away.
And you threw it away. How did you explain to the kids so that they would feel better?
I told them, children, what the soldiers really want is not what you got. They don't want what you got. I said, we'll go back to our regular class, and that was the end of that. And that's when I went home. Now, I told Robert Jones, who is our principal, I said, now, look, I did not involve the children in this at all.
Well, it's amazing to me that you still have your job, because having yourself or photographing yourself naked in your kitchen and then sending these pictures off to Iraq would get a lot of teachers fired.
Now, why would it get a teacher fired? It's got nothing to do with my children. I'm sending these to adult men. Because if we want to talk about what a soldier in Iraq wants, that's what he wants. Now, I'm against the war in Iraq. But I'll tell you right now, at least I know enough of what a soldier in Iraq wants to see. And that's a woman's privates. And I had a photograph taken.
1-800-449-8686. I just kind of put her on hold. I didn't say, excuse, would you please have her just hang on, Harry. Ms. Clara Bingham is a middle school teacher, actually more of an elementary school teacher. She teaches the 4th, 5th, and 6th graders at Joyful Union Congregation Elementary School, and apparently had the children working on an she was asked to have the children work on an art project for the soldiers in Iraq and Afghanistan. She is very torn about the war in Iraq. She's against it. She had the children do the work, but then decided to just throw it all away, telling the children that it was garbage. And she went home, she said, and did what she figures the soldiers really want, took some very graphic photos of herself, naked, and has emailed them en masse to Iraq. The children don't know about this, but she's in some serious trouble with not only her school, but with the parents. 1-800-449-8686. 1-800-449-8686. The world-famous Phil Hendry Show.
1-800-449-8686.
You know how drunk a black man has to get to sleep with Reba McEntire.
1-800-449-8686. The Phil Hendry Show is back.
If you're opposed to the war in Iraq, Ms. Bingham, why even have the children be involved in an art project only to throw it out?
I was very torn, Phil. I was told by the administrator that he wanted, our school district was asked to do this art project for the soldiers in Iraq. At that time, I told him that I was not against our soldiers, but I was against the war. And I said, I do not want to have the children do this project. And he asked me at that time, was there anything that he could do, anything that he could, to negotiate the situation. I said to him that Pastor Rennick and I, who's my husband, are hoping to go to the Holy Land this year for our annual visit. And at that time, he said he would look into providing for us a first-time airfare, which is what I had wanted to do because we'd never flown first class. And
so you said you're going to have your kids do this project if you provide for me first-class airfare with my husband to the Middle East.
That is correct, yes.
Don't you feel that is a little bit like a bribe?
Oh, no, Phil, it is not a bribe. He knows that I'm very strongly opposed to the war in Iraq, and I don't want the children to do these projects.
And then on top of that, you burned it.
I had to burn it because I did feel wrong about the project. Even though, yes, they agreed to get us first-class airfare, I still didn't want to look at them pictures because they were so stupid-looking and just ridiculous looking. And that's when I went home. I set my camera up on a tripod in the kitchen. I took my clothes off, and I took some very graphic shots, yes.
Well, a couple of them, you're sitting in a chair, your legs are up in the air over your head. There's another one where you're bent completely over. What are you doing?
I just threw something on the floor. It's like a magazine. I bent over without bending my knees to pick up a magazine.
And you take the picture of that?
That's correct.
And that's for our soldiers in Iraq?
That's right, Mr. Henry. And I don't think you can judge me because I think I know what soldiers want. And they don't want a bunch of scribbling. They don't want a lot of scribble, a lot of crayon scribble.
1-800-449-8686. Let's go over to Jillian, who's in the Navy. Go ahead, Jillian.
Yes, hi, Phil.
Hi.
I am in the Navy, and I've been on deployment, and I have a lot of guy friends that are on deployment with me, and I just want to say, pictures of naked women is not what these guys want. When we get pictures from schools that these kids are doing as art projects, it really means a lot to us.
Well, you are a young lady, correct? And so I think that...
well, that's what I talked to her about.
Well, how can she know?
I have a guy sitting right here next to me that can say the same thing.
Is he in the military?
Yes, he is.
And what's his rank?
E5.
What's that mean? I don't know what that is, Phil.
What's an E5?
So why did you ask if you don't know?
Well, what is an E... She's not in the military, neither am I. What is an E5?
Okay, in order to make rank, you have to take tests and you have to wait a certain amount of time. So we've both earned this rank.
But is that like, are you a general? Are you a colonel? I don't know what that is. What does that mean?
No, it's a second-class petty officer in the Navy.
A second-class petty officer?
Yes.
Well, I don't know what your qualifications are, to talk about.
But what is my qualifications
well, let me
have
ask
to do
you,
with
Jillian, let me ask you, as woman to woman, I'm going to ask you this. I take a picture of myself sitting on a chair with my legs up in the air, for all a God and man to see. What do you think what do you know about it?
Well, what does that have to do? How do you know that's what those guys want? I'm just telling you from experience.
Darling, I have been a woman for 57 years. I think I know what men... Come on.
You're 57 years old, and we've got guys over there that are 20. Do you think they want to see a 57-year-old woman naked?
Well, I tell you what, I'm all-American. I'm red-blooded. I ain't no Iraqi. I'm not over there with a sheet over my head. And I think they've been out in the desert, long enough to... They probably want to do it to a cactus,
What kind of talk is that for a teacher?
Mr. Henry, look, there is a term I'm sure the men in the military know, Jillian. It's called spank bank. You know what that is?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
All right. Yes, I'm sending the department of spank bank.
And, these guys don't need that. They need support from us. Just because you're against war doesn't mean you have to send them that kind of thing. I'm just saying that when we receive little art projects from these little kids that really, truly care about us, and some of them parents are over there, and they really enjoy seeing that kind of thing.
I had a very dear friend up in San Francisco. Her name was Doris Fong. Doris was in the United States Navy. And one year, she photographed herself all naked and everything like this. She sent it off to Vietnam. My God, that woman became a celebrity. And she got paid to do it.
Well, what difference does it make, okay?
I'm simply trying to say to Jillian that I'm against the war in Iraq, but I don't want to do anything to hurt our men. That's why I sent pictures of me.
Well, why couldn't you just send the pictures of
instead you're going to hurt little kids' feelings and just throw and burn their stuff away?
Well,
you're a teacher, for crying out loud.
I know, Jillian, but you have to be honest with the children. What they turned into me was just utter crap.
Well, how old are the kids?
They're 9, 10, and 11.
How good is that art going to be? I mean, they're little kids.
Phil, I think you're as good as you try to be. I told them, apply yourselves, So I always tell my students. And they give me I say, apply yourself. And what do they give me? They give me a picture of a dog with 4 sticks and a round body and a sun that looked like it. They shot it out of their nose.
But you just told them that what they did, what they worked hard on is crap. Do you know how degrading that is?
It's honest.
They probably went home and cried after that.
Well, wait a minute. I was very torn, too. I cried because they asked me to do something on Iraq.
Look, I want to just say to Jillian, these people who say they support the troops but don't support the war, don't believe them. They're full of crap. If they don't support your mission, they don't support the war. And
Mr. Henry, you can't say that.
Yeah, I can. You people are all the same. You're against the war, but you're all this and all that, but you want to do something nice. See a picture of yourself spread eagle in the kitchen, and you're 57.
Well, now, I tell you what, I put my 57-year-old body up against anything you got, anything you've been looking at lately. Well, how do you look nude? See, I'm not going to ask you that.
All right. Jillian, thank you for your call. 1-800-449-8686. Rick, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show with Clara Bingham from Joyful Union Congregation.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yes. I just wanted to make a comment. You know, I thought I wanted to say something, but this lady, I mean, she has the audacity to tell me, you know, I'm on my third tour, going over there for the third time, and I know that the troops over there, the Marines that I'm in charge of, their morale is built by the children's art, and
don't you want to see it? Yeah, but you want to get a good look at something, don't you?
Ma'am, I can't even comment to you because you really aren't educated in what we care about, and
Are you telling me a soldier out and he's humping it and he's out in the bush?
Ma'am,
and
women.
Look, I ain't talking about regular camel. I'm talking about real camel toe.
I'm telling you, what builds our morale is support from people who care. And
well, I care, but
women don't.
I don't really care about.
That means nothing. Children putting, you know, putting their artwork down on paper and saying, "Come home soon," and you know, please don't get hurt.
Well, let me ask you something, sir. If you get a picture,
for you to have the audacity to break a child down and tell them that their stuff doesn't matter, shame on you.
No, all I was saying was, compared to me nude, I mean, why? You see what I'm saying?
There's nothing I can say to you.
Compared to you nude,
obviously don't understand
this gentleman
what you're talking about.
Rick, this gentleman's saying that the soldiers would rather.
Oh, I don't believe that.
They would rather see a little kid's son that they drew with a crayon on a piece of construction paper than you nude with your legs in the air.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I find that real odd. And I'm going to ask you something right now, Rick. You one of them don't ask, don't tell?
Ma'am, I'm married, and I'm happily married for 10 years now.
You're not a don't ask, don't tell.
I know exactly what that is.
Come
but
on.
That has nothing to do with this conversation.
Well, you married.
What you did, what you think you know, you have no idea what's going on. You have no idea how to build a troop's morale.
I was frustrated.
And you talk like you know what's going on, and that's fine. You don't support the war. Good for you.
I was frustrated.
Don't break a child down that wants to support somebody, whether they support the war or not. They just want to help somebody out. They want to put a smile on their face, maybe. That's all we need. We don't need a naked woman. We need a smile on our face.
Well, you know what?
A nice word or two.
If there hadn't been matches and lighter fluid, I wouldn't have done what I've done. But someone had left matches and lighter fluid. One of the children. I'm sure one of the children did.
One of the children brought in matches and lighter fluid, so you decided to take all her artwork, throw it into a garbage can, spray it with lighter fluid, and throw a match in.
Well, what am I supposed to do when I'm looking at a dog? Let me ask something, Rick. Do you want to see a dog that's just a circle with two stick legs?
Absolutely. If it's a hard work of a child, it shows that
that's a child that wants
that picture means something to that child, and they put all that.
1-800-449-8686.
Oh, baloney.
One 1-800-449-8686. The Phil Hendry Show is back.
I don't want no babies killed, you know.
Oh, come on. I don't want to argue the merits of the war in Iraq, Ms. Bingham. I understand you're against it, and that's fine. You feel because the war is wrong, you didn't want to send the artwork of the children.
I did not want children to be involved in endorsing what I think is a wrong war. What I felt I wanted to do was to send over to the soldiers, look, you want it, you got it.
You want it, you got it means what?
I think you know what I mean.
No, I don't.
Mr. Henry, don't be a child.
You want it, you got it, meaning, bend over a chair and photograph your rear end?
Bingo. Give the man a cigar. I mean, I find...
You just heard a Marine who's going over for his third tour say that he likes to see little pictures from little kids.
Well, because I'm against the war in Iraq, I don't want to send that. That's why I did a symbolic burning of it, and I took the ashes from the can outside. I took the can with the ashes, I just threw it into the parking lot. And I told the children, it's nothing against you, it's my protest against Iraq.
But you said, okay, I'll let the kids do the art project if the district will give my husband and I first-class airfare to the Middle East for our whirlwind vacation to the Holy Land.
That is correct, yes.
Well, then you went back on your word.
Well, I don't see how you say that.
You didn't let them do their artwork. You burned it.
I did let them do their artwork, Phil. The fact that I burned it in a garbage can and then threw it out into a parking lot means nothing.
Well, it's going to mean something to the district, man. I mean, excuse me for calling you man.
Well, I know you're very comfortable, and you're referring... Look, that soldier, I will tell you, I don't know, he said he married. The rank-and-file grunt and the jarheads, or whatever they call them, you get a jarhead, he opened up the email for me. That jarhead, he don't want to know whether to flip or fall in it.
1-800-449-8686. Pam, go ahead. You're on the Phil Henry Show.
Hello?
Yes, hello, Pam.
Yes.
You're on the air, ma'am.
Yeah, this lady needs counseling.
I don't need any counseling.
You need counseling. You need counseling, and you're a menace to the children.
Oh, that is ridiculous. I have been teaching these children for a very long time, and let me tell you something.
Because you have a sick mind.
Why do I? Because I send a soldier what they want to see?
Yes.
Oh, I see. So that's our soldiers are sick then.
I think it's for your benefit, not for the soldiers.
And what is that supposed to mean, ma'am?
Well, what do you think?
I think it means that you are just a vicious old woman, and you are upset because I'm on a radio.
I am 42 years old, and you're 57, and you need to get in a rocking chair.
I think what you should do is not be so jealous that I'm the guest on the show and you're not.
Oh, well, I guess I'm a guest, too. I'm talking with you.
No, you're not. You had to call in. Mr. Henry called me up, and let me ask you, what's wrong with a couple of innocent nude shots?
Pardon me?
What's wrong with a couple of innocent nude shots for a soldier?
What's wrong with you? They need prayers. They don't need garbage.
I don't think you're too bright.
They need prayers.
They don't need no prayers. Those boys over there, they're taking care of themselves real good. Now, I'm over here.
You need prayer.
You know what? I think you're lying.
Very much so.
I bet you set up your tripod once or twice. Haven't you?
Pardon me?
What does that mean?
I think this lady is taking pictures of herself, too.
Oh, I doubt it.
No, I think you have.
I could find more creative things to do.
I think you took pictures of yourself and took a look at them and said, I better not send these.
Oh, please.
Yeah. You probably got mirror on the ceiling.
You're sick, lady. You are so sick.
You saying I'm sick.
I'm surprised that you're still at school. I just hope someone at school hears you.
Yeah, what you do for a living?
Pardon me?
What do you do for a living?
What do you do?
I told you, what do you do?
I do the same thing you do.
No, you don't.
Oh, yes, I do, honey.
No, you don't.
Same thing you do, and I pray for sick women like you, because you're sick.
The man called me up and put me on his radio show.
Well, I don't care. He thought that's good, because then we'll know just how many sick women are in this world.
No, you were setting up a tripod and the radio on, so I think I'll call in and get some advice.
Well, that's good that I called in.
Ladies,
So this woman is an example of the kind of teachers we have, petty and jealous. More about themselves than the children. I set up a tripod because I looked at the artwork the children did, and I was honest enough to say to them, this is utter, and I used the S word. I didn't use the S word to the children, but that's what I'm thinking. This is total S-H, you know the rest. And so I threw it in the garbage, set it on fire, picked up the can, and chucked it out right in the middle of Washington.
Now you're going to say you're not sick?
I'm going to say I'm not sick. I'm going to say that...
It'll come to you.
Let me ask you something.
You are sick and
I don't
to the
believe
children, and I sure hope you never reach one of my children.
I never reach one of your children.
You need counseling, honey. You need counseling often, Dad.
Yeah, that's what I think of you. What do you think of that?
Boy, that was juvenile.
Well, this lady's being juvenile. Yeah, I'll never reach any of her children.
That's all right. I said what I had to say, and I'm not going to take it back.
Well, she's not
and when you hang up this phone, it's going to come to you. Maybe I do need counseling. You're not helping the children. We got to help our troops. Those men are suffering very bad over there.
Oh, they're not suffering. Those boys got all the thing they need. Believe me, sister.
Well, they don't need your garbage.
If you ever saw my portfolio, you'd see I'm far from sick. Oh yeah, 2 points. 2 points for Clara, Pam, nothing. And you know what? I hit that from the top of the arc.
You do better trying to come out with the lottery, honey. Think you can hit that?
You know what?
What you stumbling for? Why are you stumbling, Annie? Why are you stumbling?
If you were here, I'd slap you.
Why are you stumbling?
I'm going to come to your house and kick your ass.
Well, you got to bring a cabbage.
Okay,
Get a cabbage and don't come with all ass and no head.
You know, you're going to look real funny walking there.
She got you.
She did not get me.
She got you.
No, she did not get me.
Yes, she did. She nailed you.
I'll tell you right now, she's going to look real funny walking down the street on...
She nailed you.
She's going to look real funny walking down the street on 2 legs with my boot coming out of her ass.
Nah, it still ain't as good as what she said.
Mr. Henry, because you are in favor of the war in Iraq, you are making me look like a jackass on purpose.
Ma'am, you're making yourself look like a jackass. And my being in favor of the war has got nothing to do with this. We're talking about the soldiers and what they need and what they don't need. And what they don't need is you with your legs up in the air sitting... Oh, my God. Do you really...
I'm wearing high heels. Let me tell you what. They're getting a real good look. And Pam here, she sent a picture of herself nude. Our soldiers commit suicide because the morale would go down so low after seeing her nude. What do you think of that? Yeah, she got nothing to say with that. Let's throw it. Swish. Half court.
All right, ladies,
Why don't you hang up on her, man? Just like she's taking up valuable time on the phone. Somebody else could be using that phone line.
See you later, Pam.
And another thing, Phil.
Shut up. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendry Show.
Phil Hendry, 1-800-449-8686.
Show me where it says bone smoker in the Constitution.
I'm talking with Clara Bingham, a middle school teacher from Joyful Union Congregation. Ms. Bingham, the last lady that we talked to, Pam, I thought was very well... I think she was obviously extremely disgusted with you. And I don't know that as an adult, woman, you're not entitled to do what it is that you want to do.
Well, still, that is a woman who doesn't like what I'm doing. That's got nothing to do with the soldiers like. Pam is very typical of a lot of black women. She wants to deny her sexuality because for the longest time black women have been used for their sexuality. I understand that. However, as a protest on the war in Iraq, I can't send the soldiers. You want me to send the soldiers stupid-looking houses that like one side's bigger than the other? Is that what you want?
Stupid-looking house? I didn't get that.
You want me to send the soldiers pictures that children have drawn that are so badly done that if they're trying to make a house look like it's got like you're looking at it with two sides, but one side is way big, the other one too small, and the roof doesn't look right?
What about it? I mean, they're little tiny kids.
Exactly. They are not yet qualified to send a good picture. I said as a soldier, that Marine, I said one of the children drew a dog. I drew a cat, and it was like the head was round, but the head was way bigger than the body was like the size of, say, a small circle, but the head was too big,
No, well, that's the way kids draw. But the point is, you decided to say, well, that's not good enough.
I did not think it's good enough. I'm a teacher.
And instead, you take pictures of yourself. There's one photograph that I was told about. I mean, you're wearing a strap-on.
That's correct, yes.
And you talked some guy into, and I'm not going to get graphic.
I can't say his name, but he's a member of our staff, yes.
So he's another teacher?
Yes.
1-800-449-8688.
You know, Phil, you give a lot of people a lot of ammunition acting disgusted.
I am very disturbed by that, yeah. Teachers in schools, you know, it's cool if the firemen want to do it and you know, like, you know, the women of Boeing or whatever the hell Playboy does, but a teacher at a middle school?
Oh, so they get to do it, but I can't.
And they're doing it for, like, Playboy magazine. You're sticking it on an email. This stuff's going to turn up in on porn sites. 1-800-449-8686. Darren, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show.
You know, I'm trying to listen to this. I'm trying to stomach it. You know what, lady, I don't know what your name is. I don't care what your name is.
My name is
You need to listen to me and listen to me real good. I've been in the Navy for 18 and a half years. I've had 13 years sea time. I've got 7 deployments under my belt. You have no idea what I go through. You know what? If my kid, my 5-year-old son, sends me 2 scribbles on a piece of paper, I'm happy.
Now, wait a minute.
I'd much rather, no, you let me talk.
You know
I'll
the house
listen to you
supposed to look
forever.
like. You know the house supposed to look like. The house don't look that way.
You know why? Because what you're trying to send is bull crap. You know what? Every time someone like you gets on the radio, and I got to listen to your bull crap, and the Iranians, they try to shoot us down, whatever they try to do, when my son sends me 2 scribbles on a piece of paper, it picks me right back up. And it makes me be able to defend your freedom. Don't forget, we're fighting for your freedom. So you know what? I'm not going to put you down for your freedom, but don't put me down for mine.
That's a good
don't
point,
put
Darren.
me down for mine.
Good point, Darren. Clara?
You know what? I'm sick and tired of people like you saying we got to look at your crap.
All right, Darren, hold on. Clara, what's your response?
Well, I'm very sorry to tell Darren we're not fighting the Iranians. We're fighting the Iraqis. Whoa, did you screw up there? I don't even think you in the Navy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My name is Darren Everett Graves. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up.
Look it up.
You know what? Look it up.
Okay.
You know what? I've been on the USS Kincaid. I've been on the USS Shiloh.
The USS
I've been on the USS
Kincaid.
Cushing. You know what? I can go on and on and on. You know what? I'm at the Miramar Brig. Look me up right now. You want to look me up? Look me up. I'm defending all these different people right now because you don't know what you're talking about.
He's in the brig right now. What'd you do? You get drunk?
No, I do not.
Well, you in the brig. What you in the brig for?
No. I'm a prison staff.
Yeah.
I'm
blew
staff.
it. You
I'm staff.
Nah, you're in
you know
the
what?
brig.
You know
the
what?
man's
You're so
staff.
stupid. Check it out. Check it out. If I was a prisoner, I wouldn't be on the phone.
I'm
so
stupid.
everybody else, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they let the prisoners go to the payphone like once a night. How do I know you don't?
You know what? Prisoners cannot dial 1-800. Try again. Try again.
Okay, here's one. Who we fighting?
You know what? We're fighting Iranians and Iraqis. You know what? You have no idea what you're talking
we
about.
We ain't even fighting no Iranian. We ain't on no war against
You have no idea what you're talking about, do you? You have no idea what you're talking
You
about.
get one look at me with my legs up in the air, and you want to come and
you know what you are?
apologize to me.
You know what? With the one with the leg up in areas, it's disgusting. That's what it is.
You would want to buy.
You know what? I got 5 kids. I got 5 kids, and I love them. I do not need to see a woman with her legs up in the air. If I want to do that, I get Playboy, Hustler, whatever. I don't need to see you. 57 years old? You have no pride? You have no pride?
I love my country, and that's what I'm doing for my country.
Are you sure?
I'm spreading it wide.
Sure? Can you sing the national anthem? Can you sing it?
Yes, I can.
Sing it for us.
All right,
here. Sing it for us.
All right, here it is.
The whole thing. The whole thing.
Here it goes. You ready?
Go ahead.
Oh,
that's
America,
what I thought.
America, you are a great country. I knew what the words was.
No,
you don't even know what the words are.
Say, can you see?
I was going to say that.
No, you weren't.
Okay, and you see that you're an idiot.
That's pretty funny. That's funny that Pam.
You know what?
No, it goes.
Oh,
beautiful for
you're going to put all these people down that don't want to see your legs spread up. You know what? I'm fighting for my kids. I put my life on the line 7 times. How many times did you put your life on the line?
And now you're in the brig.
I put my life on the line for you already. Do you appreciate that?
Darren, I don't appreciate it when you're fighting Iranians. If you were fighting Iraqis, that'd be all right.
You know what?
Where you going next to fight?
Did I put my life on the line for you?
Not if you're fighting at the North Pole. You got to be in the right country. And you down there in Iran.
Okay.
The man says he's in the he's in the Gulf.
Whatever you want to say. You know what? At least I don't have my legs in the air.
No, you over there fighting.
You know what? You're teaching kids. What are you teaching your kids? Hey, what are you teaching your kids? What are you teaching them?
I'm teaching them how to make a house
look
good.
Put your legs in the air? What are you teaching them?
How to make a house look good. Because they got a house.
How do you make your house look good? By putting your legs in the air?
No, but they got the house all wrong. The side's too long. The dog's head is too big.
Who cares? That's the way they see it.
That's the way a little kid.
sees things the way they see
Yes,
it.
that's the way little children draw.
Amen. Thank you.
They got the sun with all that stick stuff coming out the side of the sun.
Who cares? You're going to put a child down for the way they see something?
I'm not going to put that out.
That's the way their imagination grows. Let them see it the way they see it.
I'm going to tell you one other thing,
How many kids do you have? How many kids do you have?
My legs in the air would make you mutiny.
Hey, how many kids do you have?
How many kids I got?
That's what I said.
I got one.
Are you sure?
I got one son.
Did you have them or did you adopt them?
I had one. All right.
Did you give them away already?
Did I give them away?
Because obviously you haven't spent any time with your child.
So in other words, you think black people give their kids away. All right.
I didn't say that. I did not say that. Did I say that?
You're sitting in a brick. What are you,
How do you
part
know
of the
I'm
Aryan
not black?
Brotherhood?
Hey,
All right, I got a
how do
break.
you know I'm not black?
1-800-449-8666.
The Phil Hendry Show.
Man, sitting in a brick.
1-800-449-8686. Pure exhibitionism. The Phil Hendry Show is back. 1-800-449-8686.
I want to get on the line here. I've got John. Go ahead. Or no, excuse me. This is John. John, go ahead. You're on the air.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment about that piece of crap that's been talking all this trash that burned the little children's
You're talking to a lady older than you.
No, I don't care. You ain't no lady. Because let me tell you something. You think you're a lady, but you ain't nothing but a gutter slut. I don't know which dog you've been humping lately that caused you to do what you did. But let me tell you something. You're totally 100% unstacked.
Was this you?
People like you that make people like me not want to do the things that we do.
Say that again.
1-800-449-8686. The world-famous Phil Hendry Show.
All right, I'm taking a break. I got to go get some crap at the